Summer vacation. Everybody loves it. Everybody's talking the whole year how they want to just go to the beach and lay down and have some fun. But in my case, I'm completely the opposite, and here's why.
Hi guys and welcome to the channel. If this is your first time to the channel, we're talking about points, fantasies, and travel. Why do I need to say that? I would like to say something smarter. Like what's smart about credit cards?
No.
We're talking about points, credit cards, fantasies, and travel. If this is something that interests you, please like this video, subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. I will get back to you as soon as I can.
Bravo. So growing up in Greece, I grew up in a family where they owned restaurants. So summer vacation was something that I wasn't really doing because that was the busiest time of the year and the opportunity to make the most amount of money. So naturally, winter vacation is what I was focusing on, and I realized soon that I was doing it right. Not because I wanted at first, but growing up, start paying my own bills, I realized that doing it during the winter time, and especially not on holidays like Christmas, like Easter, because again, those were busy times for us, so I had to be working. I realized that I could do so much more for less. For example, I traveled many times in the US, February, from Greece for $450, $600, $650 depending on the time, on the flight, but that is dirt cheap. Right now, you can find flights to go to Seattle, Washington from Washington, D.C. for around that money. But I used to travel overseas with that money. So it's completely different. Oh, that's with luggages, of course, international flights, meals served. Not so long ago, going to Costa Rica was one of my favorite things to do. It still is, but my wife is here, so I don't have the necessity of going. But September was the best time of the year because September is dead. So that meant that we could go without any bookings, get a rental car dirt cheap, call last minute for hotels, pay $50, $60 maximum, breakfast included, go to all the nice hot springs, beaches, really only see locals for the most part. And that meant that everything was at a decent price, so you can negotiate your way in, and really the whole experience is that much better. But why am I saying all this? It's because this year I decided for the first time to send my daughter to Greece, and to do that, it had to be summertime. And this is because obviously she has school and it's impossible for me to do it any other time of the year. Now, the main reason that everything is so expensive in the summertime is because everybody has time off in the summertime and the weather is good, at least here in the North Hemisphere, and people are trying to travel during that time and demand rises all the prices. Especially this year, it's a big combination of people just being locked in their homes for the past 2 years. This is the first year that everybody's really traveling freely with no worries, and it's been crazy. But this is also the most amount of money I ever paid on flights, period. So for my daughter, I paid $2,000 to be able to go July through August, which is the hottest months in Greece. And by hottest, I mean busiest. Also hottest temperature-wise. But I also had to change the dates, so she comes later that summer. And this is because as a minor, she can't travel alone, so she had to have the same dates with whomever dropped her off. And then I had to change the date of her ticket later. So the total amount of that ticket was $2,200. But for her to come back, I booked my father a ticket to bring her. And I shared the price with my sister, so we paid a total of $1,900 for my father to be able to be in the same plane with her to be here. But as you can imagine, I can risk of not having them together, so I had to buy the seats. So I bought specific seats for them to be next to each other, and that added another $100. So we're looking at $4,200 so far just for one summer in Greece. Then when my dad travels back to Greece, it will be my time to travel with him And again, I needed to make sure that I will travel with him. So I bought a seat. So on top of the 13, 16 I paid for my own ticket, we're looking at another $140 just for the privilege of sitting next to each other in 2 flights from here to Frankfurt, Frankfurt to Crete. At this point, I'm saying, you know what? Fine, I paid all this money, at least treat myself. So on the way back, I bought myself seats that are on the exits, so there's a lot of legroom, and also they are the ones closest to the front exit. And that was another $180. 80, 140, 280, 320, 36. Holy shit. So basically, for 3 people, I spent about $6,000 in tickets this summer. The same flights in the wintertime would cost about $1,200, maybe $1,500, tax included, for the 3 tickets. It's that different. And these were the cheapest prices I could find. And it was on booking.com. If I was trying to do anything directly with the airliners and with the portals of the credit cards, I tried both Chase and American Express. They were giving me the worst options. I was looking at not only a whole lot more money, but an additional stop, so 2 layovers. So I was finding nice tickets to go for like 13 hours. And then on the way back, it was 35. These were the only options that I was given. So basically, they were telling me, I don't want your business. I want you to pay either a lot of money for this, if you want to use points or a combination of points and cash, or just go somewhere else. And I did. I went to booking.com, which is why I keep telling you that you need to keep your eyes open about this kind of opportunities. There was really nothing for high season at a decent price, at a decent flight. Could I have saved some money if I was booking earlier? Probably. If I was not needing all these seats to be next to each other, yes. But those were like $350, let's say, total. So I don't think it's a big deal. But everything else, we could probably save another $500, $600. So maybe the $6,000 could be $5,000, but it wouldn't be that much different. I mean, there's a big difference. But comparing to what you would think you would get for points versus cash, it's not even close to what you might be thinking. I know that within the US, you can find much better deals. In the Americas, in total, you can find much better deals. But try to go to Europe at peak summertime, it's mission impossible. And I tried for multiple airports. I tried London, I tried Paris, I tried Frankfurt. There was nothing. The cheapest actually was Frankfurt, which also validates my intuition that the best way to spend my points is through hotels. Because as I mentioned in the previous video, while my father is here, I'm going to take him to New York for a couple of nights. And those nights I paid with points. And with 34,000 Hyatt points or Chase points that I transferred to Hyatt, I'm able to take my dad somewhere really nice, downtown New York, and really get some true value there. My Bilt credit card also, I didn't realize at the time, already had about 15,000 points left. So I'm left with another 15,000 points for Hyatt that I transferred already to Hyatt. So not only I have 2 nights in New York, but I have an additional 15,000 points that I can use at any time. And this is real value that I couldn't get with any flight to Greece this summer at any point of the summer. October on, I could find great prices, but it didn't even make sense to use points because at that point, the cash was making even more sense through sites like booking.com. So let me know what you guys think about all these websites, how you book points during peak time, where do you want to use your points. Thank you so much for watching. Until the next one. Ciao.